Thank you, everybody, for coming to the Preble Town Board meeting of October 14th, 2019. Are there any additions, deletions, or corrections to the minutes from September 14th?
Make a motion to accept the minutes.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Harry? Jane?
Dog control, one dog running at large, a stray picked up unwanted and it was adopted. One dog running at large, stray and just picked up. 160 miles traveled for the town. Justice report, $13,487.
Jeff, highway report?
Yes, everybody's got the detailed copy of the highway committee report. That's with the orange across it, and also the buildings and ground committee. We did meet this morning for a while, so that's what a couple of those are with the highlighters on them. And the summary report, probably the biggest thing, the Truxton plowing plan contract. At this time, of course, we're working on for next year because of, budget time is what I was trying to work towards. We're a lot closer than we were. We're at the point of saving about $2,625 at this point. I'll work with Don on, getting that in writing so that we can move forward with that. Okay, but it's a lot closer than what we were at. The number 3 truck, the box has been removed and it's at the frame shop now. The 4500 Dodge should be in by the end of the month. You got on there for the sexual harassment training. I had a call from McGraw. They'd be interested if we were going to do that an evening to maybe have some people from McGraw come up to do that. Of course, the other big thing is the Outback parking lot. Hope everybody got a chance to take a look at it. Tell me what you think.
Shut it off. Wow.
Any questions?
We did a permissive referendum, right, for money for engineering,
Yeah.
and we did publish that.
What was the date on that, Don?
Yeah, I knew you were going to ask me that. Well, we got your review and approval on September 23. So I don't have the exact date, but I'm going to say September 25 at the earliest. So 30 days in September. So you'd be at the 15th of October, right about tomorrow would be as soon as, well, no, I'm sorry.
No.
It'd be the 15th or the 25th rather of October. So you got a few more days, yeah. Okay, but that's been published.
The other thing that you're talking about with the procurement policy as far as how do we go about that? Do we have to put out an RFP for that? And
Well, it's for professional services, so you don't have to go through competitive bid. I'd go back and look at our procurement, but certainly you need to solicit. You'll need to solicit bid or proposals. Yes.
okay.
And are you planning on doing that like within the next 20 days?
Yeah, somewhere. I don't have a gun to my head, but
Okay.
something I'd like to talk to you about.
Okay.
Figure out, how to go about it
All
properly.
righty.
Jeff, I have a question about the sexual harassment training that you guys took. Did you talk to NYMER about this? Did you take the training through NYMER?
Yeah. I'd heard nothing through NYMER. Okay. And I don't know if you ever got anything from them. Most of them I found out later on were actually done through insurance companies. I contacted Jamie Becken from Department of Labor, and they actually don't have a segment for this, even though it came from New York State. So figure that out. In fact, we're having a training this next Monday, a week from today, a PESH update training, and she has no segment to give us on that. Last week, we sat and did the videos and everything that, through that website as far as us, but in reading the details, it's non-paid and paid employees alike. So Don, what I understand, it would be ZBA members and across the board.
Yep.
That we need to get
Okay.
on the bandwagon with.
I'm trying to get in contact with NYMER because they have the online university, and I know that they have a module for that topic. So,
That's what I'm finding out. ESIP, who does the fire department's insurance, has that also.
mhm.
Some of them were done through that. It just amazed me that Department of Labor, doesn't have something. that came out of
They had one for our New York State approved apprenticeship program, the Department of Labor, sexual harassment course that the tool makers had to take. And it was an online
Right.
thing, yeah. But that was probably 4 or 5 years ago I knew about. But
This is all brand new
This
as
all
of last budget cycle, actually.
Mhm.
It was something, never went through
hmm,
the Senate or the Assembly. It went through the governor's desk, and here it is.
Right,
mhm.
right.
And I know even your school coaches and stuff have to take this course. It is a whole brand new
Mm.
thing. Getting everybody.
So, like I
Okay.
said, my bigger concern is, being it came out of Albany, and anything for grants or anything like that, we need to show compliance. We don't want to be finding people. It's my-
I meet with
Not just the
NYMER.
content, but
Yeah.
the paperwork.
I meet with NYMER once a year also. One of their representatives comes here and we sit down and we talk about things. Mostly when the new policy is adopted for the year, new insurance policy.
You
So
didn't say anything this year?
they did. They said something in January that sometime during the year you need to take the sexual harassment module, and they have an online university, which I'll find out more about that. Then I'll send an email out to everybody about that. So, so the issue is the insurance company is really enforcing it by saying this is an edict from the governor in Albany, and we're enforcing it, and you have to take it. And the consequences are if we don't all take it and something happens on our shift here, then, they can ask us, did you take the course? Did everybody take it? And so yeah, we have to take that. So I'll find out more about it.
And the other thing I had sent, or I actually delivered, because I couldn't get it to send. That's why you got a hard copy done, and of an actual policy that's plug in here, Town of Preble type of thing, that should be adopted too to get us.
That's what you sent
That's
me.
what, yeah,
Right.
that's what you got.
I was wondering how the town of Preble got its name in there. It's all automated, right?
in my spare time.
Okay.
And by the way, too, we discussed at the last month's meeting, getting a copy of the county highway agreement.
Correct.
You haven't heard anything, have you?
That was actually signed in like March or April.
Well, remember,
And
there was a provisional one that expires, I think, the end of this month. But the new one, we have contacted them a couple times. We've not obtained it yet. Remember, we did one as
we did the
a
one
stopgap, and that,
down the road.
but the one, that everyone's supposed to have signed and start on the same date and all, and we sent that over, I think it was the end of May or something.
Okay.
And we're not, it's hard to get anyone that will say,
There's
okay.
multiple layers over there. It's the first thing.
So we don't have any of that. We're continuing to try so we can have a copy of the fully signed agreement for our records. Don't have it yet.
Do we want to talk about the town hall building and the shingles and the painting?
Sure.
Okay.
We reached out to 3 different contractors for the cupola, and I got a response from one, the Woodford Brothers. I talked to Tom Kyle, a week and a half ago. Said that he'd take a look at it, and if he was interested, he'd let us know. I haven't heard anything back since then. We had a buildings and ground committee meeting this morning, kind of discussed it. Maybe we need to reach out a little bit further and maybe put an RFP together.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and go forward that way.
Mm-hmm.
So we got some basic language from Woodford Brothers. We could work off the
Okay.
RFP for her. So.
Okay.
I did receive a quote for replacing the shingles on the outside of the building from Mike Cahey. For $835. In our meeting this morning, it was discussed, you know, because he basically says that, you know, it's basically for one square. And in the meeting this morning, it was discussed then, you know, well, what if it's multiple squares that we're going to need to replace the shingles? And I talked again to Mike this afternoon, and he felt that one square shingles was going to be plenty for this building, what needed to be done. I have a copy of the proposal here. If you look at $835.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Thanks, Jay. And so he was the only bidder on that, but it was under $1,000, so
Yeah.
we can go with that.
Okay.
Yeah.
So do you need a motion, or do I tell him he can move forward, or?
Yeah, we'll probably have to make a motion.
We should probably make a motion to accept Mike Cahey's quote, his proposal to replace the shingles for a total of $835. So,
Move we accept the quote from Mike Cahey Carpentry for $835 to repair the cedar shakes on the town hall exterior.
I'll second it.
all in favor?
Aye.
Carried. Okay, Jay, you can go ahead and call Mike
Okay. Thank
on
you.
that, and he can start as soon as possible on it.
As far as putting an RFP together, you want to move forward on that?
Yes, we should put an RFP together on that
Okay, so,
and get 3 bids on that.
all right, okay, so
Yeah,
the committee and I can put that together. And
right. And you should probably communicate back with Woodford Brothers and let them know, you know, what we're doing and if they would like their proposal to be included in that.
Right. Okay.
So just to
I'll
let
get
them
a
know.
hold of Scott and let him know that. So,
Okay. Thanks, Jay.
no problem.
On the paving, I just wanted to make a note. It looks really good, Jeff. Want to commend you on all your work. It was a lot of coordination to have all that hundreds of tons of material brought in, and looks real good. And thanks for your efforts.
Thanks, Jim. And I had pretty crackerjack crew. We got, normally when you're paving a road, you have a top guy and one screed person, and we had 2 screed people working to try to get it, make the water flow where we wanted. And I was down here during the rain the other day and watching it, and it's doing about exactly what we were trying to do. It's tough. My biggest thing was get the water away from the building.
Yeah, it looks like it's sloped.
Yeah. And the biggest pain was out here actually in the driveway to get it away from the building, pick up the grade was all based off the bottom step of the loading dock out here.
Mm-hmm.
To tie that in, of course, mailboxes and the sidewalk out front were important grades too, but to run it away from the building, and then by the time you get towards the sidewalk, be able to pick up the road grade coming back the other way. And I think the guys did a pretty good job. I mean, considering the size of the machine. And, thank you very much. And the town of Niles sent Roger over, he used to work for Supco. And so just some, back and forth, shared services got this job done.
Yeah, there was a lot of coordination
And
with
trying
the
to
service.
keep hot stuff in the trucks, this time of year and not have a lot of super cold seams. So we had guys hanging out at the plant, just, trying to, get it here exactly when we needed it, not sitting around cooling down. So, but thanks. And I'll first one tell you, we went, it's a little on the high side of what we anticipated. The initial month ago when we got into the topsoil, that got into the expensive,
She had
putting a new
more
base
fill
in
to bring
there.
in the base.
and to get the grades to do what we wanted, it took a little more blacktop than we anticipated. But the final job, we'll never have to worry about it again. And that's worth something all by itself. So, but thank you. I'll pass that along to everybody.
Yeah, let the guys.
And while we're talking about successful highway projects, I just want to show everybody an award that Jeff received from Cornell University Local Roads Program. Presents this certificate to Jeff Griswold for achieving Roadmaster 4. And so this is very nice, Jeff, and it's an accomplishment for you, and it's an accomplishment for the town of Preble. And so could you give us a little summary comment on what this means?
Well, starting 20 years ago, I started going to Cornell local roads, and we're lucky in this part of the state that Cornell is through their cooperative extension outreach. You can go to classes either at Cornell or they have outreach all around the state, actually, on different subjects from snow and ice to safer roads to gravel roads and all this stuff. And they came up with a Roadmaster system about 20 years ago, 1, 2, 3, and 4. And you go to 6, 8 classes and you get Roadmaster 1, a few more classes, you can get Roadmaster 2. To get into the 3s and the 4, you actually do presentations at highway school, sit on boards, moderate things, serve on state committees, things like that, outside the normal type of thing. And they have criteria, so many, attendance at different types of things, and there's so many points per. So it's, I'm pretty proud of that I'm the second person in New York State to achieve that.
Wow.
And so there's hundreds of 1s and 2s, and there's 2 4s, and that I know there's like 7 number 3s. So it's I've been asked to sit on every year they have highway school in June, and I've been sitting on the committee that comes up with what they present at highway school every year. And so it's kind of neat. Now they got to come up with a 5 or a 6.
I was going to say, is there a 5-star?
I'll get working on that. But, so it's kind of neat. So
Mhm.
thank you
Yeah,
very much.
congratulations.
Yeah, great.
Thank you.
Way to go.
Congratulations, Jeff.
Cool.
Another question to you, just in general terms. I know you can't speak about details, but do you have any good applicants, good viable applicants that have come your way for the position that's advertised?
Generally, yes.
Mhm.
I'm pleasantly surprised by the caliber of a few. I was very nervous
Mhm.
what we might get for people asking for applications, and so far, so good. We put it out there on social media and like that. It's going to be till the end of day Wednesday, and then of course they got to go down to the county civil service, and then they'll return them back, and then I'll set up some interviews and see how it goes.
Mhm.
But I feel better now than I did 2 weeks ago.
Good.
What that's worth.
Good.
Okay.
Any other questions for Jeff? Okay. Recreation. Nobody's here for recreation.
Hey,
Oh, Hank, you want to speak?
I'm here.
Okay. Yeah, do you have anything to say? You want to speak about recreation?
Yeah, well, everything is buttoned up now. Water's all drained out of the bathrooms, the water tank, the lines in the kitchen, the lines to the kitchen. The bathrooms, put antifreeze in the bowl.
Mhm.
They won't all go out where the trap is. It stays in there.
Mhm.
And that'll bust a $600 brand new toilet.
Hmm.
So they got a commission if you do that.
Hmm.
But I got that all squared away.
Good. So the season's over.
Yeah, and I went inside and looked around, and
Mhm.
even that big rain we had just a while ago, there wasn't that many spots in there,
Mhm.
on the floor.
Right. Right.
You
Okay.
know, the refrigerators are turned so somebody can't get in there and get in the inside of one.
Mhm.
They're all put against the wall.
Mhm.
Yeah, and the hot water heater shut off, of course, and the power to it.
Mhm.
So we're all set.
Except for the winter.
But here's one.
Mhm.
There's 3 tables sitting outside there. around there. You know, I don't know why they should be sitting outside. They're wood.
Well, I think when Ann had her thing there, we carried them out, and they probably never got
Never
carried
carried 'em
back in
back,
because
that's
there
right.
was nobody.
There's one on the upper part of by the others business up there.
Oh,
And there's 2 or 3 out down by the
I
building.
know it's 2 or 3. I think we're out from when we did it.
Yeah.
But
Other than
we
that,
can get down there, move those inside.
yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Thanks a
Other
lot.
than
Yeah,
Everything seems to be okay.
good. Thanks a lot, Hank,
Until
for
I'm still
presenting.
mowing, I hope I can mow a little longer.
Yeah,
Yeah.
happy with the new mower.
But, I mean.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I still like to.
As long as you're comfortable doing it.
Yes,
Let us know in the spring.
I think
Yes, I am.
the town board is happy to have you mow.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
I'll take it.
Okay. Okay, our county legislator is not here. Jane?
Zoning and code. 3 building permits issued, 87 miles traveled for the town, 9 building inspections, 27 hours worked, 2 fire inspections, 4 complaint follow-ups, 23 telephone inquiries. Planning board meeting, October 23rd at 7 o'clock. ZBA meeting, November 7th at 7:30.
Thanks, Jane. We heard from our historian.
Oh, I got another note for you, Jim, just for FYI. I had a gentleman come in from Michigan last week with some photos and some genealogy for the Colliers and Maycombers. Thought that was pretty interesting. He had a whole book of photos and stuff like that. So just a heads up.
So he approached you on this?
Yes, yeah, through one of the websites that I'm affiliated with, he found, found me as a historian and reached out.
Nice.
He was coming to Auburn to visit his brother, and he says, "Here you go, share them."
Wow.
So, but all the way from Michigan. Yeah.
Wow. That's a great treasure trove of information for you
Oh, absolutely.
and for the town.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Jim, I did miss one thing. There's a couple of brand new bleachers down there that come last year. And it's all beautiful wood and everything. But I can't pick it up and move it.
Right.
And it should be under cover somehow.
Mhm.
Beautiful, beautiful bleachers.
Jeff, is there a way that you can coordinate with Hank?
We'll get together
Take care of that.
Day it's not raining.
Good.
Okay.
Yep.
Good.
Yeah, they're nice bleachers, nice and smooth.
Okay, Jane?
Big sliver.
We collected $1,080, dispersed $1,035.50 to the town of Preble, $22 to New York State Egg and Markets, and $22.50 to New York State Department of Health.
Thanks, Jane. We don't have any unfinished business at this time. And I just want to mention that Gina gave me a date of October 16th, which is 2 days from now on Wednesday, to have a budget meeting. Don, is that something we have to advertise in the paper? Or not?
Well, to have a meeting, absolutely.
Okay,
Can we call it a workshop?
When 3 or more are together, you have a quorum.
okay.
It's a meeting. You can call it what you want. Even if you call it a workshop, you ought to publish a notice. Can you get it in the website and post a notice?
We could do that.
Okay.
Yeah,
You're not going to get it in the paper.
right, right.
But those 2 things.
Okay.
I mean, they're not going to take any action. You're going to
No.
work, but
Gina's just going to convey what information she has for us. And we're going to listen to her and give her some input.
okay.
Put
But
it on
if
the
you
website?
if you can get it on the website tomorrow and just post a notice out here,
Mm-hmm. Okay.
is that something you can do as far as create a notice of some kind?
Well,
or
we
do
can
you-
post a notice out here for sure.
Yeah, you can do.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and we can get it on the webpage too.
Okay.
So who's gonna write it? I think that's what you're asking.
Oh. Does it have to be written and?
And it's really a notice of a special meeting to
Mhm.
review, but begin the budget process.
Okay,
So
we can probably write that up, right? Okay. For the website? Okay. Mm-hmm. Yeah. It doesn't have to be legalese, I mean, And Jane, you and I can make some kind of
So
sign.
I'll email the copy of it, but yeah, so you'll have to post that tomorrow.
Yes, we will. Yeah. So you'll email it out, and
Yeah.
I'll get the wording from you, and
Yep.
then I'll create a sign for it. Okay. Can everybody make it on Wednesday,
What time?
7:00?
7. Yeah.
Okay, good. So for those, everybody's been to a budget meeting except Jim. You've been to a budget
Yep.
meeting too? Okay.
I haven't.
Yeah, it's just, we're just having a powwow, and Gina will be presenting what she has for us. And we'll be just giving our input to Gina about the budget items line by line. And we'll just tweak it as we go along. So it should last maybe an hour, about an hour.
Mhm.
And then if we all agree on it, we will adopt it at the next board meeting in November as the 2020 budget. Okay, any questions about any? Okay, here? Okay. We received $1,771.89 from Northeast Transformers and $741.92 from USPS. At this time, I'd like to open up the meeting to public comments. If anybody has a comment or a question they'd like to ask.
Just one quick thing.
Mhm.
There's funds setting in. Years ago, we had like the block grant and like that.
Mhm.
Is that something what's that money gonna do? I guess is my question, or what should we do with it? What can we do with it, Don?
You're talking about the money that's accumulated there?
Yeah,
From Best Deck, are you talking about? You're talking about the Best Deck money.
well, there was.
That was a Carl Oaks situation.
Wasn't
Or are
there
you talking about the community development?
community
That,
development money?
that's what that is. That money went into,
But what do you do with that is my question.
um,
What can be done with it, and what, it just seems sitting there doesn't, if it can be.
yeah, I know.
Can be reallocated.
It's really, the purpose of that money is for if a new business was to come to Preble and they needed assistance, we can use that money to create some kind of grant for the new business to get up and running. So it's
That is
really,
strictly for businesses. It's not like when Toma did the block grants and like that.
it's not the same thing.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just wanna make sure.
Yeah, because if you track the source of where this money came from, it was a grant to Best Deck with Carl Oaks, and then we retrieved that money from our efforts, and then we had to put it somewhere and put a name on it, so we put it in community development. And I have talked to Linda Armstrong too, and she had mentioned that it's really for new businesses that want to come to your community. You have something to entice them with, and how that money is structured, and as far as paybacks, she can help us with that if that
I just
opportunity
wanted
comes.
to,
Yeah.
clarify what that is.
Yeah.
It's significant.
Yeah, that's what that money is for. Yeah.
Thanks.
Okay.
You know that guy that has that steel place there
Mm-hmm.
makes a ton of money. Andy, he lives across the street from me.
Mm-hmm.
Picks his kids up about 5 a.m. But yeah, he's doing great. He's got a contract with Aldi's. He puts up their steel buildings.
Hmm.
Yeah, he was telling me it's steel. I mean, it's like beams are like that.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Every day there's truckloads.
Well,
going out.
any business that wants to expand or come to Preble, that they would normally go, well, they would contact me or Jane, or they would contact Gary Van Gorder. And so they would come through some kind of a channel and say, this is what we have, this is what we want to do. Is there any money available for doing this? And then we do have money in this account that we can offer in some way.
Jim, is the checking, is that from Northeast Transformers? Is that the difference between the two? And is the savings, is that all? I mean, I've kind of lost track, to be honest with you, but you're getting checks each month, right? From
We get
Northeast
checks each
Transformers.
month from Northeast Transformers, yeah. And that's part of that grant, part of the grant that was offered to them. It was like, it was a
So
bond.
do you think then, is the Nets money going into the checking and then is the savings all from our recovery from Oaks?
That's a question for Gina. I can't totally answer that
Okay,
because I don't really know.
okay.
Any other public questions or comments?
I just want to bring up one thing there.
Mhm.
A couple months back, we talked about paying ZBA and the planning board, and it's not, hasn't gone anywhere. We haven't discussed
Okay,
that.
we're gonna discuss that on Wednesday night
Okay.
because Gina and I discussed that. And she told me that other communities are doing the same thing.
A lot of communities.
A lot of communities are. Most of the communities that she knows about are doing that because they want to retain the good people that they have working on these boards.
And I'm gonna be up front right now. I've talked to a few people around. I'm in favor of paying the ZBA and the planning board. I'm not in favor of paying the recreation person in charge. I've talked to other people and I've got mixed emotions. They have mixed emotions about it. And it was brought up to me that it should go for a vote in November. Obviously not this November for the town because it's something that's gonna be paid forever. You know, you're gonna pay these positions forever.
Mhm.
I'll be upfront. I think the ZBA and planning board should be paid, but it should also should be up to the whole town of Preble, not just us 5 people.
Well, that's a budget item. We can talk about that on Wednesday.
We'll
Yeah.
put it in there and then, you know, if it's there, you know,
Right.
or that.
Mhm. Okay. We need a motion to pay the general fund vouchers.
Make a motion, to pay general fund vouchers abstracts number 10, numbers 198 to 218 totaling $12,992.77.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Carried. Need a motion to pay the highway fund vouchers.
I'll make a motion to pay the highway fund vouchers abstract number 10, numbers 95 to 98, totaling $36,862.90.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Carried. Need a motion to adjourn.
Move we adjourn.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Carried.
That's one of the first one out.
So, so our agreement then, I was looking at an old one.
7 o'clock on Wednesday.
Yep. Sorry.
Almost clicked your right arm off.
Oh, is that right?
Wait a minute, I gotta click again.
So this is an old one.
Joe.
Are we